Nestled in an affluent residential neighborhood in southern Connecticut, the home of Nelson and Carol Nicholson would certainly deserve a second glance by passers-by, mostly for its unique architecture and lush landscaping. However, few would guess that within its walls lies a breathtaking collection of secrets and artifacts related to one of the world's oldest and most mysterious performing arts. The home, originally a modest 3,000 square foot split level when first built in 1966, has undergone numerous renovations in the intervening years, including 13 additions. The house, now an impressive 10,000 square feet, houses the Nicholson Conjuring Collection, one of the largest collections of magic posters, apparatus, books, and ephemera in the Northeast. Nicholson, who owns a very successful insurance business, has had a lifelong love for magic and began seriously collecting magic in 1969. In fact, when he first built his home, one room was designed to be the magic room. Now, just about every room is a magic room. When you walk in the front door, you're immediately surrounded by magic history. Dubbed the Houdini foyer, the front entryway is dedicated to the legendary escape artist and is bedecked with all things Houdini. The most striking piece is an enormous 8-sheet poster advertising Houdini's buried alive stunt. But the eyes soon move to the handcuffs, leg irons, keys, advertising broadsides, and other authentic artifacts. The expansive room immediately past the foyer is called the music room by the Nicholsons. This 2-level room features a grand piano and home theater, but there are magic treasures here also. Custom-designed cabinets house Nicholson's extensive collection of vintage magician sheet music. You'll also find an authentic costume that was once worn by Chung-Ling Soo, an American conjurer actually named William Robinson, who found success posing as an Oriental magician. Soo met a tragic end on a London stage in 1918 when one of his tricks, the bullet catch, went terribly wrong. Soo is a particular passion for Nicholson, who's managed to collect quite a number of the performer's original and quite beautiful posters. 4 Soo posters are in evidence in the home theater as one makes their way into the next room. The living room and dining room house the rest of Nicholson's Chung-Ling Soo posters. There are 20 different lithographs that feature this enigmatic magician between these 2 rooms, all beautifully framed. Additionally, there are 2 posters featuring Okido, another Occidental performer who found fame posing as a magician from the Far East. Just a short flight of steps will bring a visitor up to the Raymond hallway. This passageway, one that leads to several of the house's bedrooms, is adorned with posters featuring the great Raymond, the performing nom de plume of Maurice Raymond, a magician whose world tours in the early years of the 20th century were advertised by the attractive and mysterious images found here. One of the guest bedrooms has been dubbed the Thurston bedroom, named so because of the 15 lithographs featuring one of magic's most important figures that line its walls. Just a single Thurston poster in so-so condition will fetch high prices in today's collector market, and each of these is pristine. Together, these posters make quite an impressive display, to say the least. Back through the living room, we find ourselves in the library. This lavish room, complemented by dark wood and soft lighting, features 2 walls with floor-to-ceiling bookcases. The shelves are filled with antiquarian magic books, with particular attention paid to the works of Professor Hoffman, a magic writer from the late 1800s whose works were very influential almost to the present day. Adorning the other walls in the library are 4 lithographs featuring Frederick Eugene Powell, a popular performer in the early 20th century and one of the first deans of the Society of American Magicians. Interestingly enough, you'll also find Powell's sword and Bible in this room. There's also a large and very striking litho of Carl Germain, an innovative and elegant magician whose career sadly ended in blindness in 1916. Of particular note is the one that features Adelaide Herman, wife of and assistant to Alexander Herman, who commanded his own full evening show upon the death of her husband. 3 others depict Mrs. Keller, wife of one of America's most famous magicians, Harry Keller. 2 bookcases hold the rarest books in the Nicholson collection, all early volumes on conjuring, published between 1584 and 1876, and now virtually priceless. Moving back through the library and to the other end of the living room, a short flight of stairs brings us to the downstairs foyer area, which was the original front entrance before major renovations put the front door on the opposite side of the house. The walls in this area are literally covered with antiquarian broadsides of magicians famous and obscure, all from the 1700s and 1800s. Also of particular note are the 2 automatons, one a relic from an earlier time, the other of more recent vintage, that will perform the most amazing magical feats with just the turn of a key or push of a lever. Immediately adjacent to this area is the exercise room. Formerly the original garage, this room is now equipped with the latest in exercise equipment and is decorated with 14 lithographs of various magicians, including Keller, Brush, Li Chang, Leroy, Golden, and others. Leaving the exercise room and passing through the greenhouse, one may or may not notice a short staircase almost obscured by a stone wall. These stairs lead to the crown jewel of Nicholson's poster collection. Dubbed the poster room, the walls of this almost circular room are completely filled with approximately 60 framed posters depicting some of magic's most important figures. Blackstone, Keller, Dante, Fu Manchu, and many others are all represented. Additionally, there are many other lithos in the large blueprint cabinet that forms the room's centerpiece. The poster room also contains Nicholson's large magic video collection, comprised of more than 600 video cassettes. A television and VCR are nearby for viewing the tapes. Another staircase from the foyer area leads to the house's lower level. This area was the finished basement for the original house, and a quick right after descending the stairs brings one into a veritable museum of magical apparatus. The tools of the trade that once had prominent places in scores of magicians' acts have been lovingly gathered together and displayed in glass cases. Also in this room is found Nicholson's collection of magic sets. Almost every magician began his interest in the art by receiving one of these as a child, and viewing this collection is like taking a trip back through time as one observes the evolution of the magic set. Continuing down the hallway, more of Nicholson's collection of apparatus is in evidence. brightly colored boxes, gleaming tubes, and talking skulls all radiate mystery to even the casual observer. The hallway is also adorned with posters from the contemporary Le Grand Davy show. Another library is located at the end of the hallway. This one, nicknamed the Periodical Room, contains bound and loose volumes of just about every magazine related to magic and the conjuring arts ever published. Great and small, famous and obscure, most of them are here, and most have their full publication runs represented, making this collection an amazing research resource. Bookcases line all four walls in this room, in addition to two freestanding bookcases in the center. These are filled with just about every magic-related book published in the last 50 years, all arranged alphabetically by author. It's impossible to take in the scope of this collection on a single viewing. While many magic collectors tend to specialize in just one area, either apparatus, posters, or other esoterica, Nicholson collects it all. Magicians' business cards, photographs, coins and tokens, advertising brochures, newspaper clippings, letters, contracts, and checks also are a part of this magnificent collection. What's more, rather than just locking it away in storage, he prefers to display it prominently and live among the rich history it all represents. He shrugs, "What good is all of this if I can't enjoy it?"